What up? What up? Y'all already know who it is. Hey, it's Fatboy Chronicles. We got it again. Hey, it's my favorite time of year. If y'all don't know what it is, it's Fatboy Fall, right? So we get to do all the fun stuff, right? Warm days, cool evenings, right? It's hoodie weather, all that good stuff, right? So recently I went apple picking and it was so fun, right? So I brought back some fresh apples and I gotta do something with it. So
we got cinnamon, we got apple pie spice, we have vanilla extract, we got heavy cream, we got some bourbon, we got some eggs, we got some bourbon apple butter, we got white sugar, brown sugar, we got butter, we got fresh apples, and then we have, what are these right here? Apple cider donuts that we got from the farm, and then we have some croissants.
What do you think we're about to do with it? If you guessed apple cider bread pudding, you are absolutely correct. Disclaimer, all right? So I gotta say this. I am not a baker, never been a baker. It's just not my thing, but I have a hell of a sweet tooth, right? So bread pudding is the easiest way. I mean, it's foolproof, right? So from somebody right here, hey, I'm a part of the I Can't Bake Club, right? So somebody who can't really bake, it's a foolproof dessert that's gonna end up being amazingly easy and amazingly delicious. So for real, apple cider bread pudding.
First things first, we're gonna put 2 cups of cream in a pot. Half a stick of butter, about 3/4 of a cup, not a full cup, but about 3/4 of a cup of white sugar. Hey, why would you say white sugar? Sound prejudiced. A little vanilla extract, some cinnamon, some apple pie spice. I'm gonna put this on a low simmer, right? Everything's gonna melt together. Don't boil this because you'll scald the milk, right? But just a low simmer. Okay? I'm gonna chop up our apple cider donuts and our croissants. Now you can chop them, you can tear them, you can do whatever. It's going into bread pudding, so it really doesn't matter. You just need to get them into bite-sized pieces. Now I like croissants because they're buttery, so I think it just makes a better bread pudding. But you can use whatever bread you like. French bread is what they say to use, but I like croissants, so cider donuts. Now my recommendation is that you let these sit out just for a little bit because they're very soft, right? And so you want them kind of be a little dry. So let them sit out overnight or something like that, just so they can just dry out a little bit. But the hardest part about this is trying not to eat them as you put them in. All we want to do, right, is just get it where the butter melts and the milk gets warm, right? We don't want just so the flavors come together. We definitely can't have it at a high boil because, like I said before, you'll scald the milk. So you don't want to do that. Just want to melt the butter, make sure all the flavors come together, and then we have to let it cool off. Why? Because we have to add the egg. All right, so we got 4 eggs, right? So now we're gonna whip these eggs real quick. Add our eggs to our custard.
Now, the main reason you want to add your eggs to your custard when it's completely cool is because if it's warm, it's cool. But if it's hot, you'll definitely end up with scrambled eggs in your custard, and you don't want that, right? So make sure it's cool, cool to your fingertips.
Apple butter here that I got from the local farmer's market. All right, so it's artisan. It's real simple, all natural ingredients. All right, so we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of apple butter.
All right, so I made a decision to use apple butter instead of like anything else. Like, y'all already know how I do. I make stuff up on the fly, right? Because I'm a texture person and I don't really care to like bite into stuff. You know what I'm saying? So apple butter is smooth, so that's my preferred. But if you're making it at your house for your people, you can use diced apples, sliced apples, fried apples, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like do you?
Now let's pour our custard over our bread. All right, this is when we kind of get into personal preference, right? So the bread is soaking in the custard. We're gonna let this sit for about 25-35 minutes is my preferred. You can even do less, right? So I want mine pretty well coated in the custard. So you know what I'm saying? It's just personal preference, right? We're gonna sit this out and now we're gonna work on our caramel.
That's right. You definitely heard me correct. All right, we're gonna make an apple cider caramel sauce. It's super simple. It only takes a few minutes. Come on, it's gonna be good too. Come on, just watch. Come on.
1 cup of brown sugar. We're gonna do 2 cups of a good apple cider. Now when I say good apple cider, this is also something I got from the farmer's market, right? So this is cold pressed apple cider. So it's no apple juice or nothing like that, right? Apple cider cold pressed, right? So it's just straight apples. That's it. All right, 2 cups of apple cider. If I had some, I'm gonna put a little bit of hard apple cider in here, just cause. All right, you don't have to do this part, but you know what I'm saying. Let me see what it tastes like. Mix that well and let it reduce. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of butter now. Hey, y'all take a look at this comment. Y'all remember what it looked like before, right? Look at it now, right? You see? Hey, you see that? You see that, y'all? Oh, fire. We're gonna add some bourbon to it, right? So remember, bourbon has a lot of vanilla notes to it, so you don't have to add any vanilla because the vanilla's in here. Y'all see how shiny that is? Come on, y'all. Hey, y'all already know that's gonna be good, all right? So let's just let this sit for about 15-20 minutes, let it cool off. Now, as it cools off, it's definitely gonna thicken. All right, y'all, so we let that caramel cool. We'll put in a little mason jar. Look at this. Y'all see how thick that? Hey, look, I'm not even want to brag on myself, but goddamn it, this caramel is good. I mean, it's real good. It's apple cider caramel. Look, I don't know if somebody else invented it or what, but this caramel right here, that can win a prize. In a greased pan, you're gonna add this to this. Put it on like 30 minutes later. This is what we got. Apple cider bread pudding. Bread pudding cooled off. I cut a slice out. Look at that, y'all. That's dense, that's rich, that's flavorful, that's all of it, right? So now we're getting ready to add all the little toppings in. You know what I'm saying? Get ready to eat. First things first, I added that caramel. And just so y'all know, that caramel, this might have been the best thing I ever created. I mean, I don't like to brag, but for real, that caramel's something special. So our apple cider caramel, right? So we're gonna add some fresh apples so we get a little crunch. And if I was you, I would use a good cooking apple like a Granny Smith or maybe even a Gala apple because you want that crunch. All right, if you're not gonna cook it right away, put a little lemon juice or something to stop the oxidation. All right, and the last thing we added was some honey roasted pecan pieces. I like pecans better than walnuts, but you know, you can use whatever nut you want. You can use peanuts if you want, almost like a taffy apple. So what basically we created, almost like a taffy apple here, all right? So let's taste it.
All right, here we go, y'all. Look, I found some whipped cream to put on there too. So now we got whipped cream, we got the whole thing, right? We got the whole thing. Let's dig into it. Hey, that's good. That's good. All right, so we got the softness of the bread pudding. We get that crisp crunch of the apples, that fresh, that brightness, right? We got this, the savoriness, sweetness, richness of that caramel. We got the crunch of the nuts. We got the velvetiness, texture of the whipped cream. We got all those things playing here. This is a winner. Clap it up for myself. I'm proud of myself. All right, you already know what to do next, right? If you don't know what to do, you take like, share, comment, all that good stuff. Follow me, all that good stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you didn't, sorry to happen to you. If you did, tell somebody else, right? So, love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. See y'all next time. Oh, my fall brunch. If you don't know, November 13th, I'm doing this and some other stuff at my fall brunch. Come check me out. All right, love y'all.